you for just joining us.
Thank you.
Tell me what that was like, in 2002 when you got that call.
It was life-changing again, it was nerve-wracking. You get the call and they said, you need to come here, you need to come now. And I said, okay, let's go. And it
I think we
happened.
should point out that you were waiting for a kidney.
Yes.
And how long were you waiting for a kidney, and why did you need a kidney transplant?
I have a genetic disorder that runs in my family, medullary cystic kidney disease. It's where scar tissue builds up in the kidney, and they end up failing. So my body, they shut down. And so I waited for 6 months on the list, but because I was able to function without being on the list. And then right before I was actually set to go to Florida with my choir in high school, I had to be put on dialysis, so I missed that. So I was on dialysis for about 6.5 weeks. That's actually unusual because at the time I was only 15, and so children are actually higher on the transplant list than adults are. So
Now, you got really lucky, but Carolyn, as you know, you've been with your organization for more than 13 years. How hard is it, to see people waiting and not getting that call?
It's very difficult. It motivates you to go to work every day and know that you're going to work to try to save someone's life. And Teresa was very lucky. The majority of the people waiting for a kidney wait approximately 5 to 7 years for that call.
Now, you said you were in high school and you were waiting to go on a choir trip, but you had to go on dialysis. What was that like? I mean, you were a teenager, missing out on things that, I don't want to say normal kids are doing, but, you didn't get to do because you had to be on dialysis. What does that mean? Take us through that for someone who doesn't really understand.
it pretty much, since high school starts very early in the morning, I pretty much was hooked up to a machine at 7 o'clock at night so I could get my dialysis, get off the machine, get ready, and go to school on time. Because education is so important, and that's a core value of mine. So, I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed going out with my friends, having sleepovers, and things like that. Normal teenagers do, and they can take for granted. But, so, yeah.
Carolyn, explain to us, what dialysis does. I mean, obviously, we heard what she had to go through, but take us through the process.
Teresa actually had to be on for 9 hours every day. So she could do it at home, but not everyone can have dialysis like that. So some patients, depending on the disease process and where they are medically and physically, they have to go to a dialysis center 3 times a week and sit for 4 to 6 hours. And basically the process is cleaning the body and doing the work of the kidneys, because the kidneys are not actually doing that
the
for
body of the waste.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So it's really doing the process that for a healthy kidney, what the body would be doing. It's basically the machines are doing that for them during that time.
So really, getting that transplant made a huge difference in your life because you got to live a normal life. I mean, how did your life change when you finally went through that process and you got that transplant?
It made me semi-normal again. I was able to, go to my proms and go to college, and now being in graduate school again, I met a great man, and I kind of can live a normal life right now, which I'm very thankful for.
Well, and congratulations to you. You're getting married this September.
Yes.
I mean, is that something that you didn't think could happen when when you were diagnosed with this disease? I mean, did you think like this could be it? I mean,
no, I didn't think any. I mean, I didn't think I would find anybody, because if you have to be hooked up to a machine for 9 hours at night and you work or go to school the next day, when do you have time to go meet anybody? So no, but I got very lucky.
Yes, we're very excited for you.
Thank
and
you.
Good luck to you. But really, Teresa's story is unique. I mean, she didn't have to wait a long time. She was considered a child. So children actually, when you were diagnosed, actually, they're higher on the list. Is that correct?
Yes. Each organ, the allocation is a little bit different. Kidney, because you can have a perfect match for kidneys. And kidneys can withstand being out of the body for a little bit longer, so the transplants take place a little bit differently, but each organ has a time frame of when they need to be transplanted, which is the heart is the shortest. So from the time of the recovery to transplant, it's 6 hours. So it's a lot of different information for each organ and how that allocation works and testing that gets done. But yes, for Teresa's scenario, that's how the list worked.
Okay. And Teresa, just to go back to your, you had a genetic disease. Now your family, you come from, there's 4 siblings. 3 of your 4 siblings had this, have this disease because it doesn't go away. What is that like living, with your family, knowing that, 3 of you, you know, had this? I mean, it must be hard. I mean, it was hard for you, but I mean, it must have been hard to watch your brother and sister as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And since they're older, you know, I kind of got to see what they went through. And then when I was diagnosed with it, it was a lot of fear that I was going through the same thing. And but yeah, it was definitely scary. I had to grow up very fast. But you know what? It's helped me a lot, you know, mature and become the woman that I am. So.
That's great, and we're so happy for you. I mean, that's wonderful. But Carolyn, what is it like, you know, I mean, this list is long in New Jersey, 4,700. You know, the list, it just must be hard to go to work sometimes knowing that, you know, some days you're not going to be able to, you know, make a miracle happen.
We do. We try to do it every day. And the biggest miracle, I think, you know, we can only do so much at that point, you know. But the biggest thing, and I think the most impact that all of us can have, is to designate your wishes and become an organ donor and say yes and become that hero, so that when someone is in need, if unfortunately it is, you know, an untimely death, that then you can become an organ donor. So I think that's really the biggest impact that all of us can have on the process and to save someone's life like Teresa.
We have some numbers on the screen. In 2010, there were 168 bone donors, 371 skin donors, and 599 eyes recovered, resulting in thousands of lives changed.
Yes.
Teresa, what can you say? I mean, you are a recipient. You are living because of the generosity of somebody else. What can you say to people at home?
Just to educate yourself and sign that card, because you have no idea how much it changes somebody's life, that, you know, a girl like me can actually live her life. And, you know, so just sign the card. There's no harm, you know. So yeah, definitely.
Well, we have to take a quick break. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and good luck to you with your marriage and your internships and the rest of your schooling, and we thank you for that.
Thank you.
And when we come back, we have an inspiring story about a woman who is holding on to hope as she prays to find a match that would save her life when we come back.
Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Are we in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble. I just want to set some ground rules.
Like what?
Well, remember last week when you hit Vinny in the head with the shovel?
I do not recall that.
Of course not. Well, it was pretty graphic. Too graphic for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
You know, I gotta make this up to you. This is Vinny's watch, and I want you to have it. You deserve
No,
it.
thank you. That's really not necessary.
No, come here.
Anyone else?
My name is David, and in 8 years, I'll be an alcoholic. I'll start drinking in middle school, just at parties. But my parents won't start talking to me about it till high school. And by then, I'll already be in some trouble.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults.
The thing is, my parents won't even see it coming.
So start talking.
Who's next?
Before they start drinking.
Sure, they're juicy and delicious. But did you know fruits like melon and mango are packed with vitamin A to help you see better? Eating fruit can also help make your teeth, skin, and hair healthy and strong. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Find out more at smallstep.gov.
Your heart rate's a little fast.
Cause of death, acute myocardial infarction.
Have you tried a weight loss program?
Likely caused by type 2 diabetes and heart disease.
Still smoking?
Victims' lungs are black and scarred.
You can get a physical exam now, or you can get one later. Talk to your doctor about a physical. Learn how to lower your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease and live a healthier life.
Thanks for staying with us here on Eye on Ocean County. I'm Christina Seco, and I'm joined by Anna Marie Brunt, who's been waiting for a kidney for 10 years. And again with us is Carolyn Walsh, the Assistant Director of Hospital Services and Education at the New Jersey Organ and Tissue Sharing Network. Anna Marie, thank you for joining us, and Carolyn, again, thanks for being with us. 10 years you've been waiting for a kidney.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that would be like.
It's hard. It's very hard. You know, every day you wait for that phone call that says, you know, your life is going to change and things will get better, you know, but
I think we should point out you've already had one kidney transplant because you also have a genetic disease. Tell us about your condition.
okay, I have medullary cystic kidney disease. It's where the kidneys scar over and completely shut down.
And you were already given a kidney transplant.
Yeah, I had a kidney transplant in February of '99, but it failed due to a virus.
So your situation is very unique because you had a healthy kidney, but it was destroyed because you got sick. But in a normal body, that virus wouldn't really damage someone's kidney, right?
No, not a healthy person.
Okay. And then because of your, you've had several surgeries. Take us through that process too, like your journey.
I had the transplant. I had accesses put in my arms, many like 13 surgeries, one arm, 3 on another. I have had tubes in my legs, tubes in my abdomen.
So because of this, Carolyn, you can maybe explain better for me. Finding a match for Anna Marie is going to be extremely difficult because of these surgeries, and talk to us about that.
Anna's antibodies are a little bit more increased than someone who didn't have a kidney transplant. So from the first transplant, and that puts her at a little bit more of a difficult situation to have the match that she needs. And she also has had 9 family members get tested that aren't a match to her. So she really has exhausted the resources that she can through the connection she has, and has tried to get a match for her for a living donation as well. So it is very difficult, and it's going to be a unique opportunity to save Anna.
So you're really waiting for a stranger to really be generous and donate.
Yeah.
Now I know your family members have created a Facebook page for you to help. I think it's Help Anna Find a Kidney. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what can people find on that Facebook page?
Any information they need, any questions they have, any of my family members will answer. If they want to help too, they can help in any way they can. You know, they can also. You can also find information on signing donor cards and all that. Anything you want to ask us, we'll answer any of the questions you need to ask.
Okay, and so people can definitely look for that. Now, Carolyn, because Anna has already had a transplant, does that make her lower on the list, or is she on the list the same as anybody else would be? I mean, how does that list work?
Yeah, not necessarily. It also is about Anna's health. So a lot of evaluation goes into where Anna is physically and medically right now to be on that list. So not necessarily does that change for her.
Okay, and finding that perfect match. I mean, what exactly are you looking for? I mean, I know in Anna's case it's really specific, but in general, what are you really looking for?
How to match? It's blood type, tissue typing, and HLA typing with kidneys. And there's, if you have a 6 antigen match, that's like a perfect kidney that would have the best outcome for the recipient. So in Anna's case, that's what they would be trying to do, is to match all of those things. And it's very computer generated now with the system that you put in the information and then the list gets generated so that it's matching all of those things through the computer system.
Okay. Now, so it's not easy. I mean, when you think about it. But one thing I was curious about, now, if I were to donate a kidney today, what happens in 10 years from now? I mean, if my one kidney fails, I mean, do donors have like a priority list? Like, how does that work? I mean, I know you do a lot of work, Anna Maria, with outreach. How does that work?
The person, if they donate a kidney, they are moved directly to the top of the list, always. There was a case I heard about where somebody donated a kidney and she got into a car accident and she needed a transplant. She got it within a week because she was put at the top list because she donated. You're always put at the top list if you do donate an organ.
So it's really not something that if people are like, oh, I might need it for myself. So it really, it's kind of like they're being taken care of too. So it's giving back and being taken care of, really.
Right. And it's really special people that are willing to do that, like you said, for a stranger. It's much easier when you see the person and see how sick they are, and you